This afternoon from the Rochester War Memorial, it's the Section 5 Class C Championship game between the Lyons, the number 1 seed, 23-0, and the Cinderella story of this year's Section 5 tournament, the Byron-Bergen Bees, an 11 seed, 12-11 coming in. Hi everyone, Rick Krasinski along with Larry Reed. Larry, this game just underway as we have just got set up ready to go. It's been a long day already.
Okay, that's Lyons in the white uniforms going to your left on the screen, and the Byron-Bergen Bees are in the dark colored shirts. The game just tipped off, and it's no score yet.
Both teams play with similar colors. Kind of hard to tell them apart. I'm glad it's not a hockey game. We're watching the warm-ups before, but a lot of white and maroon down there. Lions in the white, though, with the ball. First shot taken there by number 32. Collier Drayton has missed. And Byron-Bergen coming back. And there, as I said, the Cinderella story this year, the Byron-Bergen Bees, they're 11th seed. They've had 3 straight upsets to get here. They beat number 6 Kendall, number 3 Oakfield, Alabama, and number 2 Alexander, and they're here against a 23-0 Lions team.
Lions the only team in Section 5 that didn't lose a game this year. So Byron-Bergen is definitely the underdog, but they've been on a roll in the tournament, and you know, they've got to the War Memorial Finals, so who knows what can happen.
Long inbound pass, and it's taken in a foul as Dave Yeager driving for the basket was fouled, so he'll go to the free throw line. So I know, Larry, coming into this game, Lions 23-0, they're also the number 1 rated team in the state in Class C coming in, and they're the heavily favored for this game, but I don't think Byron-Bergen's really going to buy that. As I said, they've already had 3 straight upsets, and Kermit Moyer has his team ready for today's final against the Lions from Lyons.
Lions will be missing one of their starting players today. Julian Jacobs, one of their inside players, was suspended for disciplinary reasons. I guess it was. I'm not sure the details, but he's not in the lineup tonight.
Dave Yeager hitting both free throws. He gives the Bees from Byron-Bergen a quick 2-0 lead 1 minute into this game.
Byron-Bergen playing a zone defense against Lions.
Inside pass and the shot taken and missed by Sean McFall, but he was fouled. He'll go to the free throw line.
Officials on this championship game making the call there is Bob Parker, and then with the ball under the basket is Bill Schuster. So they'll be officiating today's championship game here in Class C. Number 5 is on the line for Lions.
McFall's first free throw is in. He'll get one more to try to tie this game up. 6:53 remaining here in this opening quarter. Byron-Bergen on top 2-1, but Lions, Sean McFall at the free throw line trying to tie it up, and does.
Ties the game. I think you're going to see the Lions use some pressure starting already on defense here to try to cause some mistakes on the part of Byron-Bergen. As you said, they're 23-0. They didn't get there by just without some good play.
That's for sure. I mean, any league in any class to go through a season unbeaten.
And I don't think they've really had a close game. I haven't been really following all their scores, but I know here in the tournament they've won most of their games by quite a wide margin.
Bergen with the basketball. Pass over Finch, and the basket's good, and Byron-Bergen with a 4-2 lead. Starting 5 for Lions is number 12, Joe Kemp.
There's
takes
a three-pointer.
He hits a 3. It's Kemp wearing number 12. Sean McFall is number 5. Frank Lisco, number 14. Collier Drayton's 32. And Clarence Jones wearing number 35.
Lions goes right into some full-court pressure there to try to make it difficult for the Bees to inbound the ball.
Pavla driving inside, the ball
There's
knocked
some quick
away.
hands.
And Joe Kemp at the other end of the floor has the layup. And Kemp now with that basket giving the Lions
There's
a
the pressure
7-4
defense
lead.
again. They're face guarding, trying to prevent the inbounds pass.
And it's driving inside, shot missed, rebound put back up and in, missed again. And
2
Lions
misses
coming
there
down
by the
rebound.
Bees. I don't think they can afford to miss those layups. I think Lions wants to up-tempo the game.
Another three-pointer taken from the corner, and that one's good. Shot
If they
taken
hit
by
a few of
Frank
those,
Lisco.
Byron-Bergen will have to come out of that zone and go man-to-man, and I don't know if they can stay with him man-to-man.
Doug Platt with the ball back out on top. Finch getting it over to Chris McManus.
Lions playing a little zone defense of their own here. Looks like a 2-3 from Lions.
Pavlik trying to
Pavlik
pass inside.
He was trying to dump it down low, and the ball was deflected and intercepted by Lyons. There's another outside shot.
Lisco again.
Another three-pointer.
Frank Lisco, last 2 trips down the floor, hitting threes.
There's a steal on the inbounds pass and another basket.
Yeah, Byron-Bergen's going to take the timeout.
Byron-Bergen kind of exploded there, Rick. All of a sudden, they hit a couple threes, stole an inbounds pass, and a game that started out quite evenly. All of a sudden, there's an 11-point difference in the score.
15-4. Byron-Bergen taking the timeout with 4:43 remaining here in this opening quarter. And our apologies, a little late starters. We had a little trouble getting here to the War Memorial today.
I was a little nervous myself. It got to be about 5-1, and you guys weren't around yet. And well, I know you're efficient and good at setting up, but I didn't know you were that good.
Oh, man, I tell you, we got off of the Brown and Broad Street exit. There's a van in front of us. Martin Napoleon goes, man, that guy looks like he's got a flat tire on the back side. His tire was real low. We go through the light, and all of a sudden, Mark goes, I think we got a flat tire. So then we had to change
Whatever he
that.
hit, you must have hit it too.
Yeah, that's what we figured. So we had to change that. And then if anybody, Mark's got a celebrity. I don't know if anybody else has ever had a problem like this, but they had like these caps on top of the lug nuts. We couldn't get the nuts off at first, so that wasn't going too well. Finally,
You weren't that far away. You could have jogged
well,
down.
nah, they were far enough. Then normally where we parked was filled up.
Taxi?
Then we got back on the express. It's unbelievable. So anyway,
here.
we're here, and it was about a minute before the game, so a little late kind of getting everything organized.
Let's see if Bergen can handle this pressure that they're facing. Now they've got him trapped in the corner, and there's another tip pass.
Byron-Bergen keeping the basketball, but they are trailing 15-4. And it's one thing key for Byron-Bergen.
Right, here's a little different look from the Lions. Looks like a 1-3-1 half-court trap here now.
Sure, Bergen doesn't want this game getting away from him with the strong Lions team, who is unbeaten.
Nice shot there by Finch.
So Matt Finch with his 4th point of the game.
Bergen stays in their zone defense.
Lisco up on top, getting it over to Kemp. Kemp getting it to Drayton, and a blocking foul called against Byron-Bergen.
Foul's on number 32 from Byron-Bergen. That's Yeager, I believe.
Yeager picking up his first personal foul. Back on top to Kemp.
Oh, there's a steal,
pass
almost
away,
a steal.
almost.
As I said earlier, but in the first couple of rounds of the tournament, Lions got a huge victory over Holly, 74-36, and then a 21-point victory over Bolivar-Richburg. So they haven't really been tested here in the tournament.
Kemp's outside 3 is missed, but Lions coming up with the basketball, and it's Kemp once again with it. Lisco with it now.
Kemp and Lisco outside. Lions trying to be patient here, working the ball against the zone defense.
Byron-Bergen did a good job shifting their zone, trying to keep Lions outside. There's a long
three-pointer was good.
Hit. Yes, Joe Kemp hit it, so Kemp now
and
with
right
8
back
points.
to the pressure. I think the pressure here is the key, though. Byron-Bergen is not getting into any kind of offense because of the pressure.
Nice pass up to McManus. McManus off the glass, shots missed, tapped around and taken by Lions. Joe Kemp, he'll start back the other way.
That was like a travel. Well,
looked like he lost the ball on the way through.
The referee indicated it was tipped. That's why he lost control, so it's okay to recover it. If he'd have lost it himself, it would have been a travel, but Bill Schuster was indicating there was a tip there.
He managed to get control enough to get the shot away and in, and now it's 20-6 with 2:45 remaining here in this first quarter. Pavlik looking to shoot, has the shot blocked.
He's been their big gun on offense all year, and I think they've got to get something started with him because the game's starting to get a little bit away from him. Still got 2.5 minutes in the first quarter.
Lisco with the ball back over to Kemp. 2:20 to go here in this first quarter. Again, Lions being patient with the offense. Byron-Bergen in their 2-1-2 zone.
They're trying to keep a good eye on the post player in there, number 5 from Byron-Bergen. From Lions, Sean McFall.
Lisco's 19-footer doesn't go, and rebounded by Platt for Byron-Bergen. Just under 2 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Class C championship game. The 11th seeded Byron-Bergen Bees 12-11, and the number 1 seed Lyons unbeaten at 23-0. Platts outside 3.
Nice rebound by McFall. Good block out on Pavlik.
There's a pass quickly up to Drayton. Kemp's going to take the 3. Hits the back of the rim. Missed. Rebound underneath. Shot back up. Missed again one more time. And now a foul. The pass is going to count.
It's good. Some substitutes coming in for Byron-Bergen.
Clarence Jones with the basket. He was fouled. He's at the free throw line, and it's 22-6.
Number 12 and number, catch the other number on the substitution there. The guy that's bent over on the far side of the lane.
Jones trying to make it a 3, but he doesn't do it.
Bergen saves it. Number 25 is the other sub for Bergen.
25 is Josh Coveney. Here's the shot underneath and the basket. McManus getting the basket for Byron-Bergen. It's 22-8. 1:15 to go here.
Bergen stays in that zone.
Jeff Wooten, number 12, the other player for Byron-Bergen that came in.
Nice. Oh.
Byron-Bergen getting the basketball back, but they trail 22-8 with 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter.
First game today, the Romulus team from Romulus defeated Gananda for the, I guess it's double D championship. They built up a big lead in the first half, and then Gananda came back, and it ended up being a tight game at the end. I think they won by maybe 6 points.
3-point attempt by McManus missed, but he got his own rebound pass inside, and a foul.
I mentioned that because that could have some effect on who Notre Dame plays if they win tonight's triple D, or single D, I guess it is. They're the
single D, the smallest.
If they win that championship, then there's a 3-team playoff that'll take place before anybody goes to the state tournament. So Romulus will be in it, Fillmore will be in it, and then the winner of the Notre Dame-Prattsburg game will be in it. So that'll be kind of interesting.
It should be a good game tonight between Notre Dame and Prattsburg. Last year, Prattsburg with a big win over Notre Dame, but Notre Dame and Prattsburg going at it again. Actually, the game was played last Saturday night, and that game will be seen on Tuesday, March 7th at 8 o'clock right here on Cable 5, Notre Dame and Prattsburg. Yes.
So the game we're watching now is on Monday night, so that'll be on tomorrow night then.
Second free throw off the back of the rim and rebounded by Lyons, Sean McFall.
They get the ball down court very quickly.
Lisco gets the shot away. It's missed. Rebounded underneath. Shot back up and in. Passed by Collier Drayton, his 4th point of the game.
40 seconds to go here in the quarter, and 24-9 lead for Lyons.
Down to a half minute to go in this opening quarter. Pass inside to Platt. Has it rejected, but
Lyons is very aggressive on their defense. It does leave people open on the baseline if you can get the ball to them. That time they got the ball to him and trying to recover, committed a foul.
Actually, it was Josh Coveney who was fouled, so Coveney at the free throw line. He'll be shooting 2. Coveney's first free throw up and in. And that gives the Byron-Bergen Bees their 10th point of this first quarter, 24-10 now. Lions on top. Clock stop with 28 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. Second free throw up and in as well. Kemp with the ball. Lisco again, letting the 3 go. Shots missed up in the air and rebounded by Byron-Bergen.
Coveney with the rebound.
13 seconds to go. McManus shot rolling around and in. So McManus with his 4th point pulls Byron-Bergen to within 11. Clock down to 1 second. Here's the long 3. And the horn goes to end the first quarter of play. So it's the Lions 24. Byron-Bergen Bees 13. We'll take a short time out, come back for the start of the second quarter right after this. Quarter just underway, Class C championship game, and the Lions with a 24-13 lead over Byron-Bergen. That's the end of the first quarter of play. And shot missed. Lions back the other way as Collier Drayton has it. Kemp getting the pass inside to McFall. His shot's missed.
Drayton with the rebound. Back to Kemp, traveled.
Kemp dragging the foot with the head fake. Byron-Bergen getting the ball back. So
here's the full court pressure again. We'd bothered Bergen for a while. Let's see if now they've seen it a couple times. Maybe they're a little better at handling it. Ball in the front court.
Finch with the ball now. Pass inside. And then they would have knocked away with Coveney. Lyons starting back. Kemp pass inside. Ball has to go back out to Kemp. Kemp hits a three-pointer.
Joe Kemp's been burning the net there from the outside.
So I was going to say that's his third three of the game.
Yeah, and that makes it tough to stay in a zone too long when you got a guy that's hitting those threes. So
Kemp with a couple field goals.
Coach Moyer wants to go man-to-man because of the quickness that Lyons has, but he may not have any choice if he keep hitting it.
And a whistle underneath this ball into Chris Pavlak, and he was pushed. So
I think from one of the scores I've seen, Pavlak has been their leading scorer just about every game, at least one or two, and so they've got to get some points out of him. He has a couple foul shots, or one anyway so far, but I think they're going to need some more offense out of him, and I'm sure Lyons is concentrating on him too.
Wooten with the ball, cross-court pass is intercepted.
Dangerous pass.
Real hard pass to get to go.
Especially unless it's real quick, and that wasn't real quick as far as the receiving it and getting rid of it goes. Maybe Byron-Bergen has gone man-to-man here.
Kelvin Wiles was into the game wearing number 4 for Lyons. Now he just missed that shot.
Lisco ran that one down for Lyons. Looks like they're playing a little man-to-man now. They got out of that zone. As we said, those three-pointers will do that to you.
And the missed shot. Byron-Bergen coming up with the rebound. They'll start back. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Pass to Coveney. Coveney. Ball out of bounds.
Drayton was out of bounds when he tipped that ball, so the ball goes back to the Breeze. 2 more subs in for Byron-Bergen. And probably the 2 starters coming back.
See Doug Platt back in and Chris McConnell. You're right, both of the...
Drayton and Coveney went to the bench, and Lyons staying in their zone.
That was almost from an NBA three. McManus with his 7th point of the game.
He got his own rebound, missed it again.
And Byron-Bergen with the ball. So Byron-Bergen only down by 11, 27-16.
They can cut it down and get it in single digits here.
Finch, nice pass inside.
But he's trapped on the baseline. That's the problem. He got it out.
McManus back out on top to Finch. Finch looking to drive inside, pulls up, 16-footer. It's missed. Pavlak with the rebound. Now the ball on the floor knocked away, but it's grabbed by Finch, and he has it stolen away by Kemp.
The mistake he made, I think, was putting it on the floor down there.
Kemp tried with the spin move, but lost the ball on the way, so he pulled it back out. Now he's driving baseline. Inside, shot off the glass and in. Platt bringing it up, 4:50 to go in the second quarter, 29-16, and the ball was tipped, so that's why there's no over and back call. Kemp tipped the ball away. Platt in the corner to McManus.
Lyons seems to be very aware of where Pavlak is in that defense. They make sure. There he got the ball.
He's got it now. He's going to get the shot away. It might have been Shelley tipped. And Finch did a good job coming in.
He got the ball that time because they used a little screen there for him to get him free. Drayton.
Shot off the glass in. Collier Drayton with his 6th point of the game. And it's 31-18.
The pressure still. Let's see if there's...
Byron-Bergen keeping his Pavlak chased that loose ball down. Into Platt. Platt going inside. Shots off the glass. Missed. Rebounded by Kemp.
He might have been fouled on that, but they didn't call anything. Here comes Kemp down the right side.
Thought about going baseline. Finch cut him off. Now get the pass inside to McFall. McFall's turnaround is good.
Nice shot by McFall. Nice turnaround jumper. Not much defense for that shot. Oh, there's a turnover.
Wiles right there to pick up the errant pass. Lisco in the corner. Back out. Kemp, he's going to take the long three. He missed everything. 33-18, the Lions 23-0 coming into this afternoon's game. And they have the lead here, looking to advance after today into the state playdowns. McManus outside shot, hitting the side of the rim, but Byron-Bergen cut the shot back up and in. It was Doug Platt with the basket for Byron-Bergen. It's 33-20. Lions up by 13 with 3 to go. Lisco, long outside three up off the front of the rim.
Lions.
And Wiles came down with the rebound for Lions.
It's like Bergen's back in their zone again. Now they went man-to-man for a little bit. Now they're back in their zone defense.
And the three taken by Wiles.
It's like Lions got several zone busters.
And you're right, that's one thing. Boy, if you can hit those long threes like that, that's one way to get a team out of the zone in a hurry.
Well, Kim did it for a while. Lisco hit a couple, and now Lyles comes in and hits one. So,
zone obviously effective if the team you're playing can't shoot threes, but that hasn't been the case so far in this one. Shot missed, but Pavlak with the rebound, shot back up, got his own rebound one more time, and it falls in.
That's his first basket, I believe.
Yeah, he had a free throw back in the first quarter, but his first field goal now, and he'll go to the free throw line.
They need another.
Clarence Jones, number 35, coming back into the game for Lions. Clock is stopped with 2:19 to go here in the second quarter. Pavlak shot up and in. So Byron-Bergen already down by 13, 36-23 with 2:15 to go here until halftime. Lisco looking to move, getting it over.
Nice pass inside. We got trapped.
Now the drive inside is going to go. Well, so far there in this first half, I think we're seeing some of the reasons why Lions hasn't been beaten yet this year. Pretty talented team.
Even without the 6'4" guy, they're pretty efficient. They've got some outside shooters. They got McFall on the inside, and their guards rebound pretty well. So they're a pretty good team. I haven't seen them play this year. Just read about them, and I think they're living up to their reputation.
Number 10, Gerald Brown for Lions into the game.
Bench with the ball for Byron-Bergen.
So a free throw missed to Byron-Bergen with the ball. The outside three taken and made.
McManus has had a good afternoon so far.
McManus with his 10th point of the game, his second three.
Byron-Bergen drops back into their zone again. And they're hoping that Lions cools off a little bit because...
Well, one thing Kermit Moyer said that for Byron-Bergen to win, that McManus would have to have a good day shooting from the outside, and so far that's been the case. He's hit a couple threes.
And like I said earlier, they need a little bit more out of Chris Pavlik to balance it up a little bit, get some strength inside.
And with 1.5 to go in the second quarter, it's 38-26. So Byron-Bergen only down by 12. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
11 at the end of the quarter. If they can get another bucket here, cut it to 10 or 9, and then maybe, if you're down 6 or 7, I think Kermit would be happy with that because of the way things were going in the beginning of the game. They were down 14 at one time.
Right, early in the game. I mean, the first couple minutes was pretty even. All of a sudden, Lions started hitting everything, got the big lead. But to Byron-Bergen's credit, Larry, they got right back into it, and right now only trailing by 12.
Like I said, they need a bucket here. There's a shot, a little long.
And Lions starting back the other way. McFall with it. Getting it up to Drayton. Drayton with the charge.
Foul is the call. I actually thought he traveled before he made the contact, but for Byron-Bergen, it works out just as well.
Yeah, actually better because they got another
personal foul, right?
Foul, yep.
That was the 6th foul on Lions, so if there happens to be another foul in the next minute, Bergen will get a chance to go to the foul line and maybe convert it. There's a nice shot.
Pavlak taking the 16-footer. Smith getting his own rebound, though, right back up off the glass.
That's what they need out of him. He can make that 16-footer. I've seen him play a couple times. That's not a bad shot for him, and he followed it up with the rebound to make it even better.
Kemp hitting the three.
Kemp can make that one, too. We can vouch for that. We've seen about 4 of those, I think.
Yep, his 4th three of the game plus 3 field goals.
So Burgess, again, facing a situation where they need a bucket here to keep it. That looks like a foul right there, but nothing was called.
41-28.
Got real quick hands out there in front. He's got a couple steals already. He just kind of chases the ball. There's a nice pass.
Pavlak, a nice pass inside. Now Finch,
nice
he has it.
Well, we're keeping it at 11 here. If they can get a stop and another basket, I think they'd be in good shape. But Looks like Lyons going to hold the ball for the last shot.
Down to 15 seconds to go in the half. 41-30.
Their thinking is we'll go down. The worst we can do is be 11 up and maybe 13 or 14. There's a drive to the basket.
Brown
and, right through the zone.
2 seconds. La Platte trying to chase it down. Ball
they
going out
got
of
time
bounds.
to get another one off or not, but there wasn't much opposition to that drive to the hole there by Lyons. He kind of went right in there.
With the inbound pass not touching any play, they'll bring it back in underneath the Lyons basket.
Gives Lyons a little chance now. A quick inbounds pass and a shot.
They have 2 seconds remaining here, so they'll have time to inbound and get the quick shot away. Looped inside to the fall.
I thought he traveled when he came down, but again, I'm way up here in the rafters, and Bob and Bill are down there on the court.
Well, we've completed the first half of play, and it's the Lions 43, Byron-Bergen 30. We'll take a short timeout, come back, recap the scoring of the first half, and have the start of the third quarter right after this.
Hi.
Back with Larry Reed from the Rochester War Memorial. 43-30, the Lions leading Byron-Bergen here as we're just about set to get the third quarter underway. Quickly recapping scoring in the first half. First for the Lions, Joe Kemp led the way, 4 3-pointers, ending up with 18 points. Sean McFall, Frank Lisco, Collier Drayton, each had 6 points. Kelvin Wiles with 3, and Clarence Jones with the basket. Gerald Brown with the basket. As play back underway, and Lions hitting their first trip down the floor to start this third quarter as the basket was hit by Collier Drayton. For Byron-Bergen, Chris McManus led the way with 10 points. Matt Fitch had 8. Chris Pavlak with 6. And then Josh Coveney, Dave Yeager has another basket by Lions at this end. As this time Collier Drayton again with the basket, but it was Josh Coveney, Dave Yeager, and Doug Platt each with the basket for the Byron-Bergen Bees. So Byron-Bergen taking a quick timeout as they trailed 43-30 to start the third quarter of play, but 32 seconds in, the Lions with a couple of quick baskets have opened it up to 17, and Byron-Bergen coach Kermit Moyer not wanting Lions to get on a roll here in this early part of the third quarter, so he took a quick timeout, Larry.
Okay, I just was checking with one of the Section 5 people about announcing that when this game was going to be broadcast so the fans would that are here today would know it so that they can watch it Monday night. So I had to take a little leave of absence there for that.
Well, I'm glad you came back.
They scored 2 quick ones, huh?
2 real quick ones, both baskets by Collier Drayton. And that's why.
Press or on regular
with transition. A couple quick steals. So last year, Byron-Bergen came in here as the number 2 seed, but they lost their first game to Perry, 67-57. This year, 11 seed, and nobody expected much of them. They've done completely the
I was
opposite.
talking to Kermit last night, and I told him, I said, your bracket, you won the Genesee County tournament because all the schools he defeated were in his league, which makes it a little bit not easier necessarily, but at least you're familiar with the teams. And then, of course, he said, he knew nothing about Lions other than what he could maybe get from word of mouth from a few other coaches. But when you're ranked number 1 in the state, I don't think there's a lot that you can assume.
And a travel call before the foul. Yeah, what you're just talking about there, Byron-Bergen beat Alexander 50-47 back on the 31st of January. And that kind of told them, hey, we can play with these teams. And as you said, they get into the tournament, they're playing teams they're familiar with, knowing they have won, and they don't come in, okay, we're the 11th seed, but we don't have a chance. We've already beaten them, we can beat them.
Alexander, we split with these teams in the year, so it's not impossible. And there's a lot for that said for that as far as the confidence of the team goes. And then when you win the first couple, then you start getting on a roll, and it just goes from there.
Clarence Jones going to the free throw line for Lions. 47-30, Lions on top of Byron-Bergen. 6:55 to go here in the third quarter. Of course, Lions very familiar with playing here. They've won titles in 92, back in 90, 89, 82, 81, 80, 75, and 54. You probably remember the 54 title pretty well.
What was the one after that?
54 was the first one.
I don't remember that one.
75, 80,
I remember one they lost in about 62 when Jim Boeheim played for Lions, and they lost to East Rochester in the finals down right here. I remember I was at it. Just a little kid then, though, Rick.
Real little, right? Jones does hit 1 of 2, and it's now 48-30.
There's another turnover, and that one really wasn't caused by pressure. That was just an errant throw. And we said earlier, Byron-Bergen can't afford those mistakes because they're down 18 already, and there goes Kemp on a drive. Bergen's gone man-to-man out of that zone.
Shot taken by Lisco was missed.
And the rebound put in by Collier Drayton, I think.
Drayton with 6 points here in the third quarter, 12 on the game now. Platt trying to drive baseline, lost, and now getting the shot
Tries
away.
to force it up, gets his rebound, forces another one.
Or maybe it was Pavlak. Every year, Larry, the floor gets farther away from the press box here. Lisco pass inside, now back out to Kemp. And Kemp whistled for the travel.
He didn't quite get the pass. He mishandled it a little bit.
You know, one thing I didn't realize, Kermit Moyer, when we were talking about this back at the tournament, the Lyons tournament this year, had gone to school at Wayland, so I have to assume that Colleen Moyer must be his sister, that she graduated. She was a tough basketball player.
Graduated a couple years ago from Wayland. Yeah,
last year. Yeah, she graduated the same year as my daughter.
At the time that he was she graduated, he was coaching with us at Churchville, and I remember a couple times he said that he was going to go see her play because that we had a night off and they had a game or whatever, and after practice or something, because he said, I've only seen her play a couple times, and this is her last year, so she was that's his sister. I remember specifically mentioning that. Another shot by McManus, I believe. He's had a good afternoon for the Bergen Bees, but they're still trailing by 17.
McManus with 13 points, his third three. So that's one thing Byron-Bergen you had to have, and McManus had to have that good outside shooting day, and he has.
Here comes Lyon running some screens against that man-to-man.
No whistle underneath. Looked like it might have been a jump ball, but let's go. Shots missed, fouled.
I was looking more for a 3-second call on that, but anyway, Bergen got out of it without a basket. I was going to say Pavlik's ahead of the field, but he couldn't get the ball.
Now lost it on the floor.
There's your jump ball
there
call.
It is. Just came a little later than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I read a little bit in the paper about Lyons that Coach Dean Schott, who's been at the helm there for quite a while, last year decided to bring up some younger players, and they probably had their worst win-loss record in several years, but he said it paid off this year because now they're juniors and seniors, and they've got a lot of experience, and of course they're 23-0 and number one in the state, so I guess the decision was the right one to make.
Here's Lisco getting the quick outlet pass. McManus back. Lisco shot, and he's fouled by McManus. Yeah, I think, Larry, what you were just talking about there, the experience that a lot of these players got last year by playing at the varsity level, it's hard to measure it, but definitely an important factor that getting that 1 year experience in ahead of time, then coming back this year.
He said they took their lumps last year, but they gained the experience, and now it's paying off. And I've seen other teams do the same thing. You still got to have some players, there's no question about it, but sometimes that extra year does make a difference. I saw a team come down here earlier today that hadn't been here ever before, not in a couple years, but ever. Coaching staff and everything, I'm pretty sure, and they were kind of in awe of this building the first time in it, and the first half showed it. They almost snuck out a win in the second half. I'm referring to Gananda, but they were kind of, awestruck with the first half, I thought.
Jones with the ball back out to Lisco. Around the horn for Lyons, and a three-pointer taken and hit.
They're pretty impressive, really. They seem to have an all-around game. Outside, inside, pressure defense. They can do pretty much everything.
Joe Kemp with the three, and that's his fifth three-pointer of the game.
And they've kind of got Byron-Bergen out of sync here right now. They're throwing passes away.
So the game right now, they're 53-33, but starting to get away from Byron-Bergen.
Yeah, they're making unforced errors now. The forced errors are bad enough. Now they're making some unforced errors.
First half, they were staying pretty much 11, 12 points down, and now Lyons has stretched it out.
Looks like they're back in their zone. I think Coach Moyer would prefer to play zone, but he realizes that if they're hitting those threes, you got to go man-to-man. There's a bad pass there.
Jones trying to sneak the pass inside, had it knocked away, so Bergen with the ball.
They've got to convert these turnovers on the other end. That's what they've got to do to get any hope of coming back in the game. They had it down to 11, had a chance to get it down to 9 at one time at the end of the second quarter. Nice pass. Quick hands in there by Lyons again. That was a nice pass.
Trying to get the pass inside McManus, but knocked away, and Lyons with the basketball. Lisco letting another three go. He's got that one, his third of the game.
Kemp and Lisco have been pretty impressive on the outside, and McFall hasn't done a bad job, and Drayton are doing a decent job also.
I guess that's what we talked about earlier. They're not 23.
There's another steal.
Here comes
just a quickness.
The way. About to pass back, missed shot, and an offensive foul. Byron-Bergen going to get the basketball back. Looks like Jeff Wooten might have jammed a finger.
Substitution there for Byron-Bergen.
Coming into the game, number 20, Chris McConnell. McConnell replacing Yeager. 3:20 to go here in the third. Lions up 56-33 over Byron-Bergen. Finch driving down the lane. Shots off, missed. Kept alive by Byron-Bergen. Wooten back out on top. And then McManus had his pass knocked away, and here comes Lyons once again.
Well, it's knocked away by Byron-Bergen. Prevented the layup.
Coming back, knocking the pass out of bounds. Stopping the clock with 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the third. And of course, the Derby will stick around after the game as they'll have the naming of the Class C All-Tournament team and the most valuable player. Double pump there by McFall. Shot came up short. Now a whistle underneath. Right now,
reached in and got a piece of number 32, I believe.
Right now, the way the game's been going for Lions, I think Joe Kemp is looking pretty good so far, Larry, for that MVP award.
Yeah, I would think so. Again, we haven't seen any the other games, but I would say that he's a strong candidate off today's performance.
Here's the inbound. Brown with it.
Get it into McFall.
Lisco intercepted the pass intended for Brown.
No, another.
Brown shot.
There's a rebound by McManus.
56-33, Lions up. 2.5 to go here in the third quarter. Finch with the ball on top.
This outside pressure is given. There's a nice pass
inside to Pavlak, and he gets the basket.
Unfortunately, there have been too few and far between there for Chris Pavlak tonight, this afternoon.
56-35. Brown inside to McFall. McFall has it.
He's done a nice steady job in there for him, too.
Landis back out on top to Finch. Pavlak's got a couple Lions players following wherever he goes. They're really trying to deny that ball inside to him. Here he goes now, though. Has it knocked away.
Well, that was a clean block up on top. It looked like they had a hand in his back, though. There's a steal by McManus.
Brown trying to get the pass over.
Pavlik's having a tough time getting anything off without a lot of people contesting his shot.
Finch driving inside, shot short. Pavlak had to go off his hands. Here's Wooten. Wooten with the shot.
Nice shot. Up and under.
Wooten brought up from the JVs for sectionals.
Looks like Lyons going to hold the ball here, even though there's a little over a minute to go. They're going to make Bergen come out and play him man-to-man, I think, is what they're trying to do. If they don't do it, they're just going to hold the ball to the end of the quarter.
Yeah, one thing with a 21-point lead, they can take all the time they want.
Yeah, I think that's their strategy.
Clock definitely on their side.
Bergen still in their zone. They've extended it a little bit, but they're going to take.
But Lisco doesn't want to take too much
likes
time.
That three
yes,
from the corner,
does.
but they got it back. That's the bad thing for Bergen.
Cap, nice pass. Lisco, 17-footer missed. But kept alive.
Drayton again. He's played a nice game for them.
Clock now down to 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 58-37. Lions up over by Bergen by 21.
Nice play.
Back out to Brown. We're down to 25 seconds. Jones driving inside, and
I think
foul.
Pavlik got a hand on him.
Stops the clock with 14 seconds left.
It's going to be out of bounds again, so the Lions will still have an opportunity to score. Here comes a couple subs in for Bergen, 3 of them, and 1 in for Lions.
Pavlak picking up his 4th personal foul, so that's not going to help Byron-Bergen at all.
No, and I think Joe Kemp just came back in the game for Lions.
14 seconds on the clock. Lions with the ball, 58-37.
Pavlik takes a seat on the bench with those 4 fouls, at least till the end of the quarter. I don't know if he can afford to stay there much longer.
So you can't hold him out. You're down by 21 points. Just got to hope he doesn't pick up that 5th foul. Running
nice
one-hander. Taken and hit by
That was Jones.
Was that Drayton
32.
or Jones? That's Drayton.
Yep. Ooh.
And the horn goes to end the third quarter of play. So we completed 3. It's Lions 60. Byron-Bergen 37. We'll come back for the 4th and final quarter right after this.
You know what I discovered when I came over the bridge down here?
Rick Krasinski back with Larry Reed from the Rochester War Memorial. Fourth quarter action underway.
Nice give and go between Kemp and McFall.
And McFall hitting it. McFall now with 10 points in the game. That makes it 62-37. Lions up on top as this fourth quarter is started here. Here's McMahon. It's going to take the three, and it's coming up short.
Rebound to McFall, over to Kemp, and here they go.
Kemp back out on top.
Brown
to
hits the two.
Gerald Brown.
Like we said earlier, Lyons has a lot of weapons. Kemp is probably their main outside player, and McFall their main inside player, but they've got some good supplementary people in there. Lisco's a good job, and Drayton, here goes the turnover.
A nice pass back to Brown, but he missed the shot.
Well, maybe he was too unselfish, huh?
McMahon is coming back the other way for Byron-Bergen, shuffling it over to Finch. Finch back out to Yeager. Yeager shots missed. Chased down the corner by Platt. Platt turned around three is off the rim.
That was kind of a hurried shot. And Finch got the rebound.
Turn around in the lane, in the basket. Finch now with 10 points. 8 of those coming in the first half. And it's 64-39. Lions up with 6:40 to go here in the fourth. So the Cinderella story for this Byron-Bergen B team, Larry, looks like it's starting to wind down. But boy, what a run they had.
Yeah, that's right. At the moment, you remember that you're getting beat by 20 in the last game of the year, but you have to look back and think of the things you accomplished to get here. When you're coming in with an under 500 record and the 11th seed out of maybe I think there's about 17 in Class C, and you're number 11, your odds of you getting to the finals aren't really that good. So they had a nice run to get here, and of course the team they're playing isn't exactly the worst team in Section 5. They're playing a pretty good ball club out there. So
that's a good point.
They have to look at the positive points out of it. McManus hits another one.
His 4-3.
It's a good thing for Coach Moyer to build on. They got down here. Some of the younger players got a chance to play in this court and had the experience of winning a few games in the sectional. So it's a good building block for your program.
Kermit Moyer in his second year. Last year he turned the Byron-Bergen team around. They had a couple tough seasons, and they had a good season. As we said, the number 2 seed, and they got beat by Perry. This year they started out a little slower. We saw them during the tournament, the Lions tournament.
Yeah, they were nowhere near as impressive.
No, that's what I was just going to say.
Even today in not staying up with the Lions, they looked more impressive than they did in that Christmas tournament, I think, which is a good thing. I mean, that shows improvement during the year.
Yeah, that's what I was. Foul underneath.
Pavlik's having a difficult day today, not so much on his own. He just can't get the ball.
They're double teaming him every time down the floor.
And there's some pretty good athletes in there that are harassing him. Saw the same thing happen to Brian Quinlan from Dansville the other night. He was averaging 30-some points a game, and they came up against Bishop Kearney, and Bishop Kearney has a real nice ball club, and they have several real good athletes. And I think Brian was quoted after the game as saying that they've got some excellent athletes, and no matter which way you turn, there's a good person playing you. So it's not something you run into every game during the year.
How many points did you end up with that game?
I think he ended up with around 18, but he was the same thing as with Pavlik. He was harassed every time he touched the ball, and his shooting percentage was not. I think he was like 3 for 17 from the field. Some of them were hurried shots that he took near the end when they were getting down substantially, but.
I saw him play against...
Same idea, but what I'm trying to get across here.
Against Leroy a couple times and scored, what was it, 56 or 52? Both
56
games.
twice, I believe
56 twice.
I don't think I had that many in my career. Not twice, just 150.
Yeah, and if you can do warm-ups, at least get closer, right?
Yeah, I have to count practice to get that high.
But we were talking in one of the games about who would you rather have, Neil Weidman, who was the big scorer for Dance for the last few years, or Quinlan. Quinlan, a little different style player. He's real good at slashing to the basket, where Weidman's just a pure outside shooter.
I never got to see him play except for that one game down there, and I guess you could tell that he was a good player. He was just having a tough night because of the competition. And the higher up you go in the sectional playoffs, you expect that. I mean, you're not going to play inferior teams when you get to the semis or the finals. So he had a very nice senior year, however.
Dave Yeager missing the first free throw. He'll get one more for Byron-Bergen. Clock stopped with 5:38 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 66-42. Lions on top. Got to go back talking about Byron-Bergen and their Cinderella run, and then you go through it, beat 3 teams, and instead of just coming and meeting maybe a normal type team, you got to play a team that's 23-0. Doesn't seem fair, does it? Do all that and get
well,
to this
of course,
point.
I think we look back at the scores. Bergen was scoring in the 40s about in those games, and the other, they were holding the other team to the low 40s, and they were scoring in the high 40s. And you got to expect that Lyons, you're going to be pretty tough to hold them in the 40s. I mean, they had 40 at halftime, So that was another difficult thing that Bergen, they're kind of playing their game, but Lyons is just that much superior on offense.
Frank Lisco to inbound for Lyons.
McFall doing a nice job in there.
McFall with 12 points in this afternoon's game.
Another turnover.
Pass high and taken by Collier Drayton. Nice pass
nice
over.
Speed by Kemp to McFall.
McFall now with 14 points. We're down to 4:45 here in the fourth. And again, this reminder, stay with us, that
I think McFall and Kemp are shoe-ins for the all-tournament team. Pavlik with a move. Nice move there.
Went in. Yeah, more high school basketball action coming up Tuesday night at 8 o'clock right here on Cable 5, a replay of the Notre Dame-Prattsburg Class D championship game that was held last Saturday night here at the Rochester War Memorial. Expecting a pretty good game between Prattsburg and Notre Dame this year.
Should be. I don't think Prattsburg is quite as dominating as they were when they had Janulius there as their main player. Although I guess they've got another exchange student this year that's decent.
Well, they have a direct line on these exchange
It's not that easy to get to Prattsburg. I don't know how they find them.
Julianus up at Syracuse now.
It's finding that level of play a little bit difficult to adjust to, yeah.
Even though the way they've been playing lately,
I guess he can shoot it all right, but he's having a little trouble playing defense at that level, which is, understandable. You don't run into Kerry Kittles and.
I was going to say, you go from playing a Class D high school to Division I major college basketball. That's quite a big step.
Pavlik just fouled out, I believe. That's his fifth foul.
That is his fifth foul. So Chris Pavlik, with a couple buckets in the last couple minutes here, he'll finish with 12 points in today's game.
And again, being the main gun on the Byron-Bergen team, he was under constant, I guess, how about surveillance? That's a good word to use by the Lions, and he had to earn everything he got there today.
Yeah, they were definitely paying very special attention to him. They knew he was probably the key player for Byron-Bergen. You always try to keep the ball out of the key player's hands.
Make the other guys beat you. And
ball coming out to Wiles.
No basket on that. Bell Schuster's got a foul before the shot.
Bagastad with 3:44 remaining here in the fourth, 70-46. The Lions on top of Byron-Bergen. Lions looking to go 24-0.
And then they'll have a game in the middle of the week here against the winner of the Double C contest, which is coming up after this game here this afternoon, between Wayland, Cohocton, and Mid-Lakes. So they'll be playing off for the right to represent Section 5 at the state tournament, first in the regionals next Saturday, and then hopefully if they do defeat the Buffalo area team, then they'll go on to the state tournament the following week.
That's one thing I like about as McFall got the rebound, I like about the basketball tournament. And of course, you couldn't do this in football, but at least the teams play each other. In football, this year we're talking about when we were over at Fallbrook, Clyde Savannah unable to even have a shot to go back to defend their title because Caledonia, one was a double D and one was a D, but Caledonia had the more sectional points.
Yeah, again, in basketball you can play every other day. I think there's a waiting period between games, but I think it's 24 hours. Whereas in football, you can't play that frequently. You have to have at least, I think it's 4 days. I'm not positive of it, but I know there is a regulation.
Jeremy
so
Lake
in order to have
in.
things rolling every weekend, you'd have to, it's almost impossible. You can't do it. If you played on like say a Saturday, then you'd have to wait till like Wednesday or Thursday of the next week before you could play again, and then you'd have to have 4 more days, so you wouldn't be able to play that next weekend. So that's what makes it hard.
I still hope they change that, though, with letting 8 teams in for each class and sectional. Teams with no wins were getting in.
Well, I know they're talking about it. I don't know if it'll happen or not. I know that it's under discussion. It's like they said during football season. It's new, and there's going to be some problems with it. We just have to try and work them out. So maybe next year or two it'll be a little more efficiently run. Not efficiency, not the right word. Maybe a little more well organized as far as who gets in and who doesn't.
Finch with 12 points in the game for Byron-Bergen. He shot the last trip down, and now Doug Platt hitting a three-pointer.
Of course, I guess the other thing is schools can always move up a class if they want. So maybe if somebody like Clyde wanted to move up a class and, you know, play Caledonia head-to-head, they could do that. I guess it'd have to be the lower school that moved up. I'm not picking on Clyde, but they were smaller than Cal-Mum, so they'd have to move up in order to get into Caledonia's class. You can't drop down.
Finch letting a three go. Miss. We're down to 2.5 to go now here in the fourth.
Bergen made a little slight rally here, a little half-court pressure.
You know, they really haven't played that bad of a game
No,
today.
they just don't have the firepower that Lyons has got. That's basically what it's amounted to. That, and I think the pressure from Lyons, the forced turnovers and a few unforced ones. You just can't do that when you're desperate for points anyway. There's a shot by McManus.
That one coming up short on the floor.
Little rebound there. That's the JV kid who came up, right? Wooten. Good experience for him. Now he'll have something to kind of start next year with. He can remember I was there last year and maybe become the leader of the next couple years' teams, and let's get back there. That's a good thing.
That's what a lot of coaches do. They'll bring up some of their better sophomores just for the tournament for this specific reason right here. Byron-Bergen making a nice run. Wooten's getting a lot of experience, seeing what you went through to do it. We talked about earlier about Lyons last year with a lot of young players and getting beat, but see how it has paid off this year for them. And that's what a lot of coaches do, and it is a good thing to do, and it gives those kids a little experience playing at that next level ahead of time. I remember my daughter back playing volleyball as a freshman was brought up. She didn't get to play it all, but then her senior year when they went to the finals again, you could see her doing things that she learned from the seniors that year, going around, putting little things on people's lockers, talking about the game coming up and stuff. So you do learn from the experience of coming up.
They have a little taste of the atmosphere, and it helps. You're always looking for leadership, and you look to somebody that's been there before for the leadership. So that's I think that'll help this guy. You're not always going to get back there, but you anticipate it. You hope you will, so you got to take that step. Lyons got quite a few subs there on the floor now. I think
I was just going to say
McFall is still in there, but and Lisco, I guess, over here.
Lisco's got the ball, looping it inside to McFall, and his shot's missed. And Lyons was there for the rebound.
Lyons, he made a bucket in the first half, I remember.
Yeah, three-pointer. He's had 5 points here in the fourth quarter.
Number 10 for Bergen hits it.
Eric White. Eric White hitting a three. Down to 1:20 to go. Lisco letting it go. Kind of forced that one a little bit, huh?
Oh, they got a call of a deflection here by
McFall and Lisco. Now Liam A. Lisco looked over and saw it was going to be replaced and wanted to get one more shot.
Maybe, I don't know. Could be.
But as you said, it was deflected, so Lyons will keep the basketball.
It wasn't quite as bad a shot as we thought because there was a deflection. We couldn't see it from up here, but Bill Schuster had a call of a deflection, so Lisco's shot was right on line until it got deflected. Number 41. Nice shot.
Inside at Jeremy Lake.
Some of the subs here, we don't have their names. Jeremy Lake for Lyons with 2. 1 minute to go. There's a foul.
See, for Byron-Bergen, Jeremy Butler wearing number 15. Another JV player brought up. Him and Wooten, both freshmen.
It looked like a travel, but for some reason it wasn't, so I'm not sure. There's a foul on Lyles.
56 seconds remaining in this one.
Lyons only has 14 fouls, so they'll be taken out of bounds unless they're shooting when they get fouled. 55 seconds to go here in this championship game, which Lyons has dominated since about the middle of the first quarter. Here comes Lyons. Lead pass. Miss.
Shot miss. Rebounded by Byron-Bergen. They'll start back the other way as Scott Chase with the rebound. White tried to. White
nice
foul.
Give and go there
by Butler.
And these younger guys for Byron-Bergen are showing some enthusiasm. They realize the game's out of reach, but a chance for them to get on the scoreboard and a few minutes on the floor here at what they call the big house, so it's a good experience. Coach Moyer's done a fine job with this club.
Yeah, the article they had in the Daily said Byron-Bergen never played here, and we were talking before the game that we remember when Stan Sherwood had the team playing Charlotte here in a semifinal.
It was about 10 years ago or 11 years ago, I think it was. So
So maybe it meant they'd never been in the finals here?
I don't remember. I didn't read the Batavia article, but I remember the game you're talking about, so I know they were here. I don't know if it was a final or not. I don't remember what it was.
Matt Wheat at the free throw line for Byron-Bergen.
On the board. He's pretty excited about that. Put that in the book next to my name.
I'm a stat.
Oh, there's a violation. He missed it anyway.
Shot short anyway.
That's when you're going to shoot your teammate. You already had one in the book, though. Probably want a copy of that stat sheet they run off here to take home, put in a scrapbook. I would.
Yeah, they do a pretty good job at halftime. They come up with a complete stat.
They
run it off here at halftime.
They do a real nice job with this tournament. There's no question about it.
The Wheat getting a rebound as well.
I mean, we found out from doing this part of it that they're very hospitable and cooperative, and I know from the coach's point of view that everything's well organized and well run. So it's kind of like the model for the state. I think that if all of the sections could run their tournament as efficiently, it would be a pretty well run overall. And I think for the most part it is.
Jarrell Brown with the basket with the free throw line is coming in for Byron-Bergen now.
Coach Moyer is trying to get everybody in for at least a couple minutes.
$17 seconds remaining in this one, 80-57. Lions on top.
Misses the foul shot. Bergen's got the rebound. And there's a little unforced error.
Pass was intended for Jeremy Butler, but over his head, so Lions getting the ball back with only 12 seconds remaining now. Actually, the first game I ever did up here, Larry, 11 years ago, Notre Dame took on Lions, and Alex Seppi hit a shot at the buzzer to win it for Notre Dame.
I remember that. I remember that game, I believe.
Actually, I think it was about 3 seconds left when he hit it.
I remember one. I don't know if that was the same one or not. I mean, I guess that might have been a different one. Didn't they play Cuba one time too?
Yeah, Mosier kid beat Notre Dame at the buzzer from the corner.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking of.
Mosier, his name was.
From right over here in the right corner, if I remember correctly.
Yep, that's right. And just a reminder again, speaking of Notre Dame, their game coming up at 8 o'clock right here on Cable 5. Shot missed. No whistle. We're down to 1 second. And the horn goes to end this game. Lions remains unbeaten with an 80-57 win over the Cinderella team of this year's tournament, the Byron-Bergen Bees. And with the win, Lions now 24-0. They'll be back here either Tuesday or Wednesday night to try to advance in the state tournament. So we're going to take a short time out, and then we'll come back for the award ceremony here at the Rochester War Memorial. Final score, Lions 80, Byron-Bergen 57. From the Rochester War Memorial, the Lions, the 1995 Class C champions. Yes, they just defeated Byron-Bergen by a score of 80-57. And right now, Larry, they're the table out. They'll hand out the certificates for Byron-Bergen runners-up, the patch for Lions winning, and then we'll get to the naming of the all-tournament team. But a pretty impressive showing by Lions in today's game.
Like we said, I hadn't seen them play, and I heard that they had lost one of their players due to a suspension, but they didn't seem to miss him. I mean, maybe if how much better they could have been, I don't know, because they had the outside game with Kemp and Lisco, and they had the inside game with McFall and Drayton, and they had a few other supplementary players that did a fine job, so they were pretty impressive. And whoever wins the double C title in the next game, I think they're going to have their hands full come Wednesday when they play off to go to the Western Regionals. So nice, impressive showing by the Lions. And as we complimented earlier, complimented Coach Moyer and the Bergen team for their fine run here during the tournament, coming in the 11th seed and making it all the way to the finals is something to be quite proud of. And they made a decent showing for themselves. They were just, I think, a little bit outmanned. And nothing to be ashamed of losing to a team that's 24-0.
No, that's for sure. We mentioned in the beginning, Byron-Bergen coming in as the 11th seed.
Coach Dean Schott getting the Coach of the Year award for Class C. And again, I guess if you're 24-0, you can 23-0 at the
time, yeah, or 20-0 or whatever it was.
20-0, I guess, when they voted on that. But regardless, another outstanding job by Coach Schott. Number 1 seed, I imagine that goes to them too. We'll be collecting a few hardwares here, I think, before the day's over.
I believe so.
I've got to think that, again, we only saw one game, but Kemp was my MVP choice, and McFall and Lisco probably on the all-tournament team, along with Pavlik and based on today's game, McManus, and I know Finch has played fairly well for him, so other than that, I'm not sure, but those will be some of the names that we might expect to hear here in a few minutes.
Running down the scoring in today's game, Joe Kemp, who we were just talking about, he finished with 21 points, 18 of those coming in the first half. He had 5 3-pointers in this afternoon's game. Also for the Lions, Collier Drayton finishing with 16 points. Sean McFall, he finished the game with 15 points. Frank Lisco with 3 3-pointers, ending up with 9 points. Kelvin Wiles scoring 8 points, 5 of those coming in the fourth quarter. Clarence Jones with 3, and Jeremy Lake with a basket. For Byron-Bergen, it was Chris McManus leading the way with 16 points. Matt Finch and Chris Pavlak both finishing with 12 points. Doug Platt finished the game with 5 points. Josh Coveney, Dave Yeager both with a couple points, and Matt Wheat with a free throw, and Jeff Wooten also with the basket. And that adds up to a 80-57 win. And make that Jeff Wooten with 4 points. Just wanted to let you know that, okay?
I'm just looking over your shoulder.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Here comes the runner-up award going to the Byron-Bergen team, so they're going to come out as they're probably their seniors coming out to accept the plaque. They do a nice job here because they give all the finalists, both teams. The second place team gets a certificate and a shirt, a T-shirt as a sort of to remember the event by, and then the winners get T-shirts, certificates, and I think they're giving them hats this year to commemorate the game or the event. So it's a nice show here by Section 5.
Well, you were talking earlier about how well Section 5 has always run this tournament,
and a lot of support from the community, from the like Bob's Clothing is doing a lot of things here for the tournament, and they've always had support from some of the other companies in the city. So it's supported by the community as well as being well run by the section.
Right now they're bringing all the Byron-Bergen players out. They'll do the same thing for Lyons. Then we'll get to the naming of the all-tournament teams. So Byron-Bergen finishing this year with a 12-12 record. But again, quite a run the Byron-Bergen Beast made in this 1995 sectional tournament.
We've just been handed the official stat sheet here. Looks like Lyons shot about almost 50% from the field, 47.1. So that's part of the reason why they were victorious. And 40% from three-point range isn't bad. Now Lyons going to get their first place awards.
See Byron-Bergen finishing up 42.3% for field goals and 33.3 from three-point range. Looking at this, though, Lyons, they only shot 35% from the free throw line.
But they didn't shoot that many, did they?
I don't think so.
That was a weakness, huh?
Yep. They're trying to look for something, huh? Now they're going to start handing out the certificates.
Here again, they're mentioning other sponsors. The First National Bank of Rochester, Bob's Clothing. I think the plaques and the trophies are all donated by one of the sporting goods companies. So it's a nice effort to make this one of the showcase things of the state. We see the teams from Wayland, Cohocton, and Midlake starting to come up on the stage end down here, getting ready to play the next game, which will be the team that Lyons plays in the playoffs next Wednesday.
Wayland coming in, they're the #1 seed. They're a pretty tough team. They only lost 3 games this year.
Yeah, you're right. I've only seen them play the one time. I saw them play the other night. But from seeing Lyons play, I think they'll have their hands full. Joe Hayden's a nice player for them, and Dave Schaefer, I think his first name is Dave, I believe. But they played a nice game against Leroy the other night. But Lyons got a few more weapons.
Yeah, they do. And I'm sure they'll have the same strategy that they did here against Byron-Bergen. They're just going to be watching Hayden everywhere he goes with 2 players, I would assume. think we're getting real close already to the naming of this 1995 Class C All-Tournament Team and Most Valuable Player. This game flew by. It was played rather quickly. I think they got it in, what, like an hour and 20 minutes?
About that. They've been doing real well as far as the awards presentations, as Mark just said, take about as long as a half. And then at halftime, of course, they do the cheerleading awards, too, for each class, so it's a pretty busy afternoon.
Okay, here we go. J.J. Garwood from Keshequa.
I saw Coach Denny's. There he is. He's here. Coming out on the court right now.
I believe it was Keshequa that was beaten by Lyons in
the semifinals down at...
Sean McFall from Lyons. Yeah, usually you might get one player from the semifinals getting it.
A couple of Brian Quinlan made it.
Chris McManus from Byron-Bergen. He had a good game today, finishing with 16 points, 4 3-pointers.
Well, they've been pretty accurate so far.
Lisco not really with a strong shooting day today.
But he had a nice game for him.
Finishing
I think Steve Pavlik come out.
Chris Pavlik coming out.
Drayton had a nice game for Lyons, especially the first half when they built their lead up. And now they'll have one MVP. Looks like Joe Kemp's the only guy left, I believe, huh?
That about sums it up. And there's the official announcement being made. Kemp finishing the game with 21 points, 18 of those points coming in the first half. That really the second half, though, he really didn't even shoot that much.
No, but he ran the show for him, played pretty good defense out front, harassing on the press and stuff, so did a great job for him.
Well, before we leave here, congratulations going out to Byron-Bergen and Kermit Moyer, the head coach, for the outstanding run they made in this year's tournament. And I'm sure he'll have his team back working hard for next season. So once again, the final score from the Rochester War Memorial, it was Lyons 80, Byron-Bergen 57. The Lyons 1995 Section 5 Class C champion. So for Larry Reed, I'm Rick Brzezinski. Once again, this reminder, join us for the Notre Dame Prattsburgh game coming up at 8 o'clock right here on Cable 5 Tuesday. Good night, everybody.